All right, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our January product update webinar. I'm Rosalie, your host for today, and joining me as always is Yannick. Hi, Yannick.
Hi, Rosalie. Happy 2026.
Thank you, you too. As always, if we go to the next slide, we also have Natalie that will be, yeah, there you go. Natalie that will be manning the chat with us today and the Q&A, helping us answer any questions that you have. And quickly reminder before we start on the next slide, we do encourage you to participate to our polls. Also, as we're showing you different functionalities, please use the emojis to say how excited you are about those, and drop your question anytime in the chat and Q&A. And let's get started with our very first poll. If you can take a second to answer this, we want to know if this is your first client webinar. And while you're answering this, I just wanted to mention a quick resource that we have that is new. Before we continue with the webinar, we just launched our new e-learning course called Client PSA Admin Foundations. Great starting point if you're an admin or supporting an admin team. So we'll drop the link in the chat. And in case you're interested, you can look at that afterwards. We'll include in a follow-up email, but just wanted to mention that. And really exciting, we have a lot of new customers joining. So hi, everyone. Thanks for
Welcome.
listening. Yeah, a lot, actually. New year, new resolutions. Love it. All right. So today we're presenting version 50.11. All right. We're presenting version 50.11, which was released last week on January 13th. Yeah. And please note that version 51.1 was actually released today, which it includes a couple of fixes on Outlook Sync and the Snap Workspace. We will mention it throughout the webinar if it's relevant, but today's walkthrough really focused on 50.11. All right, yeah, let's move on to the next section.
I will let you cover.
You're sending me those little, okay, got it. So you may remember Klara, our client live assistant and response agent that we launched last November. We talked about it briefly on that webinar. As of this week, she can now help you find what you need inside our release notes faster. So Yannick, can you show us what that means?
Yes, very exciting. So you have Klara. She's available from your website. It's available. She's available. Not sure. And you can ask her a ton of questions. And now she's considering information regarding the release. So, for example, what are the upgrade consideration for 50.11? She's going to be looking in our database, but now she's able to provide you all that information based on a different release note. So you see we have 6 today, so we're going to be covering those 6 during this webinar. But she's also can provide you things like what is the hot stuff from the last 5 release. And now she's going to also provide you a great list. And you will see that that list also, and you have it on the upgrade consideration, but you have all the description already. But if you want to look at the full link, you have access to that. And as soon as she's going to come up with those hot stuff, we have, like you mentioned, the Snap Workspace that's coming in 50.0. So it's going to bring you to that specific page for that Snap Workspace with all the documentation. So Klara, she's becoming very, very useful. She's going to also be able to help you a lot more with documentation. And we have new stuff we're going to be advertising in the next webinar in regards to our community and our documentation.
Perfect. And yeah, the direct links, I don't know if you saw in the chat, we have direct links to the release notes, which historically was really hard to get those. You had to copy paste them really manually. So hopefully save you some time next time you upgrade. And all right, so let's move on. Yeah, release notes and upgrade consideration. So version 50.11 has 6 upgrade consideration. We'll walk you through those as we demo, but you can have the full list here. And this is what we'll talk about. So I'll pass the baton to Yannick for the demo portion. But yeah, we'll talk Project Workspace, Task Panel, KANBAN, My Timesheet, which are the main thing, and then resource planning.
A lot of small improvement, but improvement that should help you go faster and to be that we can help you do more your business, help you run your business easier. So we're going to start with the Project Workspace. We're introducing themes for UI, and we are reintroducing the Assignment UI with the usability improvement. It's something that we haven't covered in a long time. So I'm excited to show you that now it's up to par with our other interface. in terms of usability. So the first thing we're going to start with, sorry, I'm on the wrong page. We'll go back to the global workspace, and we're going to talk about themes. So you might notice already in this grid here that there's some subtle change in terms of the look and feel. But as soon as I'm going to expand, maybe you're going to notice that we have dropped the kind of sheet of paper icon that we had in the past, and the folder icon for the collapse. Those have been removed. But let me dig into this specific project, and so we can see more of the changes. Let me open up my timeline and execution. So with the Gantt part, so you can see now that this Gantt section has been also revamped in terms of the look and feel. So more a bit rounded box, a different color scheme. And those themes are being controlled by this pick list here. So we're looking at Terrace now, but you can switch as well to a dark mode. So if you guys prefer a dark mode, you can also put it in full screen, so it's even darker. And we have a material mode as well that you can use, which is a bit more suiting to the eye. And that's going to help you. We might introduce other theme. We had other one that we just scrapped for this first release to keep with kind of the basic one. But if you have some special requests, don't hesitate to share it. We might be able to execute it. So those are the themes.
Yeah, those ones you can save in your presets as well, as always.
Yeah, absolutely.
Say that every time there's something new in the workspace.
Absolutely. Consistency. So now let's switch to the assignment UI. So the assignment UI, it's that on the right side, and I think we have a survey as well, Rosalie, right?
We have a quick poll after you show.
After. Perfect. So the idea of that assignment UI that you can trigger here from the listing, you just need to pick assignment UI, and it's showing you all your resources that are assigned on your project. So those are project assignment on top, and then you can see there's some rate, there's some role. You can even go ahead and edit those rates and role if you wanted to. But you can also see there is some hours listed. So those are estimated hours and schedule hours. Broken down by your people. You can see it here. So you can see, for example, that in this specific task, Roxanne has 8 hours for an estimated of 9. We're going to need Generous for 1 hour. So I can easily go and add her schedule, add 1 hour or schedule right here. I can move, and this is what the improvement is all about. It's about keyboard navigation and speed of being able to change those values and go around that grid. This grid is very useful when you do estimation at the beginning of a project, when you have like maybe just estimated hours, but you want to break it down by role. So this is a perfect interface to do so. You can also right click to add a project assignment, to delete it, or move your cards, your columns from left to right. So this is the assignment UI. If you haven't been using it, please do. We haven't been talking too much about it because there was some of those glitches with the UI. You could use it, but it was a bit painful. Now it's going very well. Very excited. Very happy about it.
Yeah, I think the one thing that like for me is like the image that you have at the top. So before it was really like meh. Now you have all the image, so you can clearly see who you're assigning to those tasks, which is that's one of the new things. All right. There was.
Do you want to go ahead with the poll before I move to the?
No, that's fine. That's fine. Let's do that.
So let's move to the next one, which is the task assignment. So you have that task panel that you have from everywhere in every one of our interface. You have access to that task panel here. I've clicked the green pen here on the left, but if I click the resource page, the resource icons, I'm gonna land into the schedule tab where I see all my different resources and with their hours. This is linked with your resource planner. As you all know, those are task assignment, and you have a schedule underneath your assignment. So with the start and end date and the number of hours. Now we've introduced another menu here, which is the task assignment schedule, to bring you all the flexibility and possibility that we have in our other interface, being able to reschedule your resource. So either based on our standard scheduling or time-based scheduling. So you can now apply those patterns directly from that task panel in here instead of going into the resource planner, which you used to have to do for task scheduling specific pattern. By default, it's always doing the spread across, the peanut butter spreading, but now you are able to change that pattern directly from that right side panel.
For that specific feature, by the way, I know assigning a resource can be a pain, or there's different ways to do it in client. If anyone starts using this new way and this is like the way they were waiting for, like we love to hear that type of feedback. So please do share.
And I've checked with the development team again. We have a new mode as well to making sure that the resource planner and the again don't come into conflict. We already have ways to do so, but we call it the prompt mode. So it's going to be a more proactive way of rescheduling your resource. So this the development is starting soon. So this is for the project workspace and the task panel.
Yeah.
Now, alongside the Project Workspace, you guys released in the previous release, I think, was that it?
Yeah, 50.9 in December, we released the public Project Workspace. Yeah.
This being said, now you are able to add logo and branding for those projects. So let me open up that project we've been looking at, that Acme project here. In that on the project now, and we saw that last week, you have access to a new field called Public Project Workspace, and there's another one called Public Project Preset. So that define the look and feel that's going to be represented by that Public Workspace. And if I click on that link, you are able to expose this. It's any kind of workspace. Now I've exposed purely the timeline based on the preset I've selected, but you can expose with a unique URL. Doesn't require any login, so it's there's no license linked to that. So you can now share this, and now you can see that we've only put a simple logo, but you have access to your header and footer, so you can brand it the way you want, and you can wrap it as well the way you want. So if you wanted to wrap it some in the page or in another way, you can also wrap it to make it even a better format. So now you're going to be able to send this link and be able to mainly the new changes to play with the template itself.
Yeah, I think people were already excited. Any customer that I've mentioned it's an exciting feature, but it's nice we've added those few things. And these are, of course, based on feedback we received already. So whenever we release something, the faster you give us the feedback, we can incorporate on the next release. So.
And you've mentioned there was a few new customer with us. So first thing you do is setting up your foundation, your project, properly manage your project internally. Then you can think of exposing it. Before you could expose it with the community, but now you can expose it with this simplest way, just to expose your timeline or your list of Gantt and chart. You can even have some filtering in there if you wanted to. So you can expose this to your customer as a step one before jumping into a full-fledged community where you can do a lot more. So yeah, we do encourage you to use that functionality if you are one of our newest customers. Okay, right. Moving on, Kanban. So we have new indicators on the card that show currency percentage and milestone, and we're going to see that we see more information as well on our different views on the Kanban or on our cards. So let me open up that specific project we've been looking at before. Previously, you could only see the owner of the task, so there was only one picture. So now we're showing additional resources that are assigned on those tasks. You can see as well that the look and feel has been embellished, including that percentage complete that's now showing as a track bar instead of just a number. And you can see as well that numbers and currency are now showing properly with local look and feel. So it's a lot easier to see what you're looking at across our different cards on the Kanban side of things.
And Yannick is using emoji in his task name, so it's even clearer what you're looking at. That's like a...
True. Before I forget, there's another things that we've also showing up on the card now is those milestone are also showing as the diamond of color. Black means there's some cash associated to it, while purple mean that it's purely just a date milestone to track.
Perfect.
Anything else I'm missing here, Rosalie?
Just the coach mark. Just a
true.
quick mention that yeah, I don't know.
So we've mentioned this in the past. So now in our interface, again, for the new people, and that's why we didn't see it in my environment, because I did have some preset. But now if you don't have any preset on your Kanban, it's going to show that coach mark. So it's a guide that's telling you a way that you can use client in a more efficient way. So in this case, it's to create a preset on the Kanban itself.
Yeah, and speaking of preset, we will be adding preset sharing in the Kanban in the next few months. It's been added officially to the roadmap, so stay tuned for that if this is something you were waiting for. And those coach marks as well, every release I expect will have like they're a bit like spread across the platform. So, yeah.
So we did a lot of effort a few years ago about streamlining how we operate and how you guys can use the platform. But now even more so, we want you to use all our feature set. We know we're adding a lot, so we want to facilitate that onboarding on new feature, not for a new customer, but for a new user of new features. And those coach mark and the documentation we'll be talking next month. It's all about facilitating that for you to onboard on our newest stuff.
And speaking of facilitating life for customers, that's a nice segue.
So our calendar, right? Microsoft Calendar. This is the one you're talking about. Yeah. So let's jump back into our demo environment and let's open up my timesheet and let's look at. Let me just open up a specific week. This is a demo environment, so I'm not connected live on my calendar, but the concept is the same. So here in our my timesheet, we've mentioned in a few release that we have that calendar. So it's syncing your calendar, so you can see your calendar event in client. And it's a good point to say that you are seeing your calendar. It doesn't create calendar event in Salesforce. It's just showing you your calendar here. And what we've just added is that if you had that calendar open, that toggle here, this is how you can show that and see that calendar. And that gear is how you configure it. And what's been added now, it's the Outlook calendar. So I would say maybe half and half is between Google and Outlook in terms of usage of calendar. So now half of our customer can now benefit from that cool feature. So you can just add your Google Calendar with the add button. When you start, you won't have this, but you do add, you're going to see that card. It's going to ask you a few things to connect, and then it's going to make it as active. It's syncing automatically, but there's a sync now button. If you ever have any problem, or if you were on one of the previous release and 51 before 51.1 that we just released today, you might need to hit that remove button and just reconnect. And it's the same for the we had for Google Calendar an even sync issue. So the same thing, just hit the remove button and just press add again just to reconnect. It's just a connection thing, so it won't mess up anything. And the feature itself is that you see that I have blue and green event. The green one means that they already log on my timesheet, but I can see I delivered that workshop here on Thursday. I can simply just add it on my timesheet. I can pick manually for now, automatically, eventually a project or a task, or I can just pick the project. You can see that it's putting the name of the meeting as my notes in my description here, and it's creating that line automatically so I can easily save and submit. You can see now it's in yellow because I haven't saved it yet. As soon as I'm going to save it, it's going to turn green, meaning that I'm doing my job of billing all my hours and making sure that no money fall through the cracks.
Let me launch a quick poll actually, because we did mention we released Google Calendar sync before the holidays. Now we have the Outlook. So I was just curious to know if, since we've released it, anyone is using the Google Calendar sync in my timesheet already? Yes, no, but you're planning to. Or maybe you were waiting for the Outlook that we're just showing today, or maybe you're just not interested. It looks like a lot of people were, you're right. We're about half with the Outlook and the Google. I thought it was more Outlook, but all right. Well, now after today, everybody, and if you have any issues, I think this turn on and off remove is just like a basic good troubleshooting solution.
Exactly.
For
Just
anything.
remove it. It's not like we said, it's not creating any event. It did in the first release we did, we removed that. So now it's just visibility only. And it's when you press that we are creating a link to it, but it's there's no creation of object or anything. Cool.
Right.
We've improved as well hours. In the previous release, we had some hours, colors showing depending on the range and if you're reaching your targets in terms of billable and utilization. So now I'm still in the red because I'm below my target utilization rate. We had some feedback. Thank you for providing feedback. We were putting red as soon as you were going above 100%. Now we said, yeah, sometimes we like people doing more than 100% utilization. So we don't want it to be red. So now you can configure all those colors. So the same thing as any one of our color coding, you just need to hit the color mapping, and you're gonna see as soon as it's open, it's a list of all the color. So you're gonna find those My Timesheet code colors right there. You can change it there.
Perfect.
And the last one, I think this is going to be very useful. It's for a lot of people. So you always needed to do maths to enter time in client. With time, it's second nature. You know that 45 minutes, it's 0.75. But now you are able to enter 45 minutes. So you just need to punch in the 0 and then columns, and it go out of it. It's going to convert it, so it's not, but the input now can take whatever format. So if you want to do 2 hours 28 minutes, you don't need to do maths anymore. It's going to do that magic for you. Now, like I said, it's just a conversion to that value. If it's a request, I was thinking about it when I was going back to my demo script today. So we don't have a toggle to show in that format versus but if it's a request, we can eventually maybe bring it in.
So
At least now you can do it. And if I'm not mistaken, all of our interface, including the QuickTime, are also supporting those. Yeah, as you can see in the legend here, those as well also support that that convention of double up call.
That was the yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, I think that was the quick kebab menu on the left, but maybe that's not.
Yeah, true. In the past, okay, I've logged time in here and I'm missing information, right? It's not providing everything I need in terms of how much estimated hours. So you needed to search or find it back in different ways. So now you can easily just hit that kebab menu here, that 3 dots, to view your project, view your task, or directly to see the timesheet record. This is the again, to simplify your life so you don't have to search. You can just go and reach directly your task or project from here.
Did you mention the resizable columns as well?
Nope, I didn't. I forgot about those. So
we can now we're working on that real estate. That's what the release is about, like we're clear.
So yes, as you can see as well, it does a better job at reformatting. In the past, it was like a big mess as soon as you were going like a bit deeper on a smaller screen. If you're on a laptop, sometimes you wouldn't see anything. And now we've introduced those. Say that again, Rosalie?
You had to scroll horizontally or weird. Yeah.
So now we've introduced those sliders, but also it's more responsive, and we're gonna keep getting it even better and more intuitive in the next few releases.
That's it for timesheet now.
That is, yeah.
Yeah.
Simple line, but a lot of stuff in it.
It's enough. It's enough.
Okay, another thing for bringing into perspective the data you're looking at, making sure that what you're looking at is represent the reality, and again, to simplify your life. So in the global resource planner and the resource planner, you can spot it already. We've introduced here a list of filters that are applied as some small pills that you can easily, for example, let me just add, let's say I want to see all the project in the play around account. So I can just apply my new filter here, and you can see now that account is showing as a related as a filter. If I want to just remove it back, I can remove it back. I can clear all my filters, so I'm going to see my entire company. And as you can see, already, we can save those in presets. So it's all linked. So if I'm going back to my other filters or other views, it's going to show me what I'm filtering on all those views.
I think we had to add this functionality because every release we added some filters and toggles and option for the resource planner, and then we had so many that then we had to
yeah, we make it a bit more visible. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right.
I saw a question from Matt if we're looking to reorder the rows of the timesheet. This is something of interest. I know we're working on grouping timesheet under the same project task, so we can have a better summaries of a roundup. Reordering, it's an interesting concept. You can see it. I think maybe sorting might be something that's going to be easier than maybe just reordering. But it's an interesting question.
All right, the next one is really fun.
Survey as a form. Okay, so surveys are great for getting feedback. So we use survey a lot at clients. So we use survey to send you NPS. So we just sent one, I think, a few weeks ago, maybe before the break. But we also use it internally for getting employee feedback at the end of a week. So every week we send a survey to see, are you happy with client? Is there something we can improve? You can send a survey when you're going live, so a post-go live survey. So there's multiple ways of using it, but it's usually sending it via email to a list of email address or contacts and sending it out for the response. So it's to get feedback. This being said, there's other needs, such as, for example, submitting a request for something, submitting maybe to declare something, like we have our ethic committee, we have a page that if you will notice anything, you can always submit. So it's a form that you can submit. So it's not just feedback, it's a form. So we have that new functionality now. So if I'm opening up that stakeholder survey that's been configured already, I won't go through what a survey is and how to configure it. We've covered that in the past. But now you have that new link here, survey distribution URL, that you can just open up and you can automate it and you can send it via a button, or you can just copy and paste it and send it. And what it does, it's bringing you to a site page. Again, no license are required for this. It's going to ask for that email address of that person that's starting that form, so you can track who's doing it. And then it's going to bring that survey. And then that survey can be seen as a form and not just a survey. This depends totally to the type of question you're asking for. If it's an intake form to develop a new project, then just put requirements form, an input text box with requirements. If there's dates, you just can ask it. And in this case, I've reused one of our surveys for a stakeholder. But what this means is that, let's say you're doing a workshop with a group of 20 people. You don't need to create those 20 contacts to send a survey. You can just send it live during the meeting, and the customer can go ahead and submit their response.
Okay. We're wrapping up to our last one, I think.
Yep, the next one is the accounting connector. So we're keeping to improve our connector. So now there's class mapping with the invoice line item in Quickbook, Quickbooks. Like I said, we're always improving our connector. So
yeah, you can read the release note for the financial. It's always easier reading the release notes. You know exactly what's new. All right, and before we wrap up, quick housekeeping on something we teased last time, if you remember, if you were there, the Snap Workspace. I've been talking about it to every single customer. So just FYI, Snap was released today as part of version 51.1. So this is what I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar. Yes. We're not demoing it today because we want to give it the proper time, focus. There's a lot to it. So we'll be doing a dedicated walkthrough on our next webinar, or we'll do like a separate webinar. But we did want to acknowledge that it's officially here. So if you do upgrade after today, you will have this available. Did you want to add anything? Because I know this is your baby.
Yeah, no, but I would say we're thinking of introducing, because we're going fast, right? And we want to improve, and we want to be role model, and we want to use it as a first beta customer. We're customer zero, so we're using everything on our side. This being said, we had a small glitch. For example, the Outlook connector, because we are a Gmail shop, we didn't test it in specific scenarios, so there was some small glitch. So I'm thinking of introducing a beta period where customer can upgrade to do, and I know that a lot of people here on this webinar, they love to be beta tester. So I'm thinking, and I would see that Snap Workspace kind of at beta stage as well, just as a forward warning. It's the first time we're putting in the end of all our customers. So see it as a beta stage, but as soon as we come with the next webinar or whatever format we decide to go, all the bugs, if there's any, will all be cleared. This being said, use the Snap Workspace. The documentation is not yet there either, so be careful with it, but it's there. It's useful. It's very easy to use. You can try it out.
And we do have the small release notes. And also for this, like it's a separate interface. So it's not like it's going to mess up anything in the rest of what you've got set up. So it's not that risky if you want to test it. And yeah, do if you have any feedback, send an email to support@client.com. Can put in a subject line Snap Workspace and just tell us like what you like, what you don't like, anything. And yeah, that would be useful. And I did launch a quick poll because I was just curious to know what you're excited about in this release, and it looks like, yeah, Outlook Sync, of course, Project Workspace, oh, new teams, nice, and then Snap Workspace. So thanks for taking a couple of seconds to answer. I appreciate it. And we'll move on. Yeah, as always, we have our fixes and adjustment. We added the full list here, and you can see them in the release notes. You can also ask Klara what those are, and she'll like pop the list for you if you want. Perfect, and you can access all that from our community. And perfect, looks like everybody wants to upgrade, so that's really good news. I would expect so, but you never know. All right, so I mentioned it on the last webinar as well. 2026, we're in January, we're kicking off the year in strength. We have a million features that we've already talked about, but I wanted to take a few minutes today to talk about ideas and roadmap. So essentially, we've added some of our ideas. They moved to our roadmap, so they will be developed. We also closed or removed some of the ideas because they didn't have enough votes. Sorry. And we've also added new ideas for you to vote on. So I just wanted to do a little like recap. So good news. Everything you see here was voted by customers in our community, and then will be developed. You can see when. So first, the drag and drop reassignment of project and task assignment in the resource planner that will be developed. We also have the pick list on new project page that's just making it much faster. We had a lot of people ask for that. Then if we look at March, so in about 2 months, in my timesheet, being able to edit or add lines directly when you're in comment mode. So I don't know if you guys are a fan of the comment mode. We've had that feedback a couple of times, so you'll be able to edit more there. In the KANBAN, you'll be able to sort the cards by text and number fields, not just dates. And then in April, we'll add, I'm not sure about this one, but enhanced vendor invoicing. That was something that people asked for.
Yeah, this is a topic we never covered in the webinar, right?
Well, people voted for it, so I guess
no, it's very useful. We should talk about it during a webinar. We will in April, finally, I guess.
Ram Joel, I've been so insistent with the product team and Yannick and everybody else on the team that they finally agreed to put the #1 voted idea in the roadmap, and they've stamped a date to it. So end of Q2, flexible work schedules is coming.
Yeah, you can really thank Rosalie for that one. She really put a lot of pressure.
It was our most voted one, and it's good that we're mentioning it today because it's good in the back of your head for your setup and everything. When you're going to be like managing your resource, you will be able to set up multiple ones. So maybe there's some things you want to wait until that's available, but FYI, it's coming.
Yeah, we waited. We know it's useful. We never question it. It's just it's bigger. Like it seems simple like this, but when you're dealing with scheduling over across like multiple years, it's
now that we work with AI, Yannick, nothing's impossible.
Oh yeah, everything is simple, right?
All right, and like I mentioned, we also removed a couple of ideas that we didn't get enough traction. So maybe we'll put them again later, but yeah. It doesn't mean it wasn't valuable feedback, so keep sending your ideas, but we have to focus here. And then new ideas open for voting. So we've added 5 ideas, and we will be adding more in the next months. So keep logging your feature requests. The first one request was that we've added, and then after today, you can just go and vote for them if they're interesting to you. So highlighting overdue tasks directly in the workspace in the Gantt, so that they're highlighted. I don't think it needs explanation, to be honest.
We do, just to mention, it's on the right side, right? And the Gantt itself, because on the grid, you have that indicator now. Yeah. If you do task indicator, you see it there.
Yeah. Another is the resource planner. So keeping time off visible, but excluding it from the total. And that one, I put a screenshot, so it's really clear what we mean. But it's just a visual thing that it can be confusing the way it is now. We also added a request to improve the task copy paste. so that the assignee and task assignment are preserved automatically when you're copying tasks. So right now, we released the copy paste a couple of versions ago. It's copying everything but that. So maybe if you want that, this is one you can vote for. And there's another one around holiday visibility in the workspace timeline that we had questions about. So right now in the workspace, you don't see anything about holiday. This is something we could develop if there's enough votes for it. And finally, admin-focused requests to add filtering and sorting to the survey configuration screen. Right
And
now,
reports. I would add reports also.
the report, yeah, I actually put a note. That's probably one we'll add for the next one. The surveys, like the actual experience for the customers is great, but if there's other things, you know, just keep submitting your feature.
We're missing a dashboard to properly represent surveys, so yeah.
Do we even need to log in? Yeah, so log feature requests, especially I know there's a lot of new customers. As you join every webinar, you will see we develop a lot of things. So just keep logging your feature requests if you want those to be added to ideas and then roadmap. So this is where you go. If you have your community user, you just log in, go to the ideas tab. On the right side, you have the filter, so you can filter by popular or by most recent, if you want to see the most recent. And right now we have 12 ideas because we did that a little cleanup, but as I said, we'll be adding more in the next webinars. And then if we go to the next slide, this is just a reminder. You can see our roadmap live in the community. We update it at least once a month, usually before the webinar when I nudge the product team. And yeah, little reminder, version 51.1 is available today, and 51.2 will be available mid-February. And then I couldn't even capture in my screenshot all the things in the roadmap. You would have to scroll down to see the rest. So that's how much stuff we have on the roadmap. Perfect. Okay, yeah. Okay, now quick update. Before the holidays, we did tease you on the Jira, the Project Agent, and the Snap, so we just wanted to do a little recap. All right, so good news. Some of those have now crossed the finish line. So first one, Project Agent is now live. So we've talked about the Project Agent before. You can get better project insight guidance. You can ask a couple of questions. You can help you create projects, and we'll do much iterations. If you're interested to know more, we won't do the demo today. Just contact me directly or support. So Rosalie, that's just out.
I was trying to send some emojis icon like you guys are doing. I don't have the button as a host, but this is very exciting. We launched it. You might have seen we have a press release out as well, joint with Salesforce in terms of the way we operate with Agentforce. I've been using it and demoing it. The other demo the other day was, we have a complex project a customer approached us with in the engineering to order. So I just took a verbal description, typed it, and then the agent created that project, the task, the description of the task, and so it's working very well. Klara has made a lot of progress. Our project agent is getting very useful as well. And as you might have seen in the roadmap, we do have an update task that is coming out. I think it's already released, but not officially, but we're already testing it. Being context aware as well, so you're going to be able to chat with it in the tasks panel. This is very exciting. So you're going to be starting to be able to assign agent on your task. So this will be great. And that press release I just said is based on a little bit of that documentation or project feature spotlight that we have. So if you want to know what it does,
we just put it in the chat if you're curious. This is like from a few days ago, so you may not have seen it yet.
So I have a few screenshots, a few description, and how it can play out, and how it's gonna help you out. It's based on our new documentation template as well. So if you have any question about it or any comments, we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, and then in the same vein, also a quick update on Jira Sync and Time Tracker on the next slide. So we did talk a little bit about that last time. There's two things for the Time Tracker. You can log time directly in Jira. And then the sync is just information communicating between Jira and client. So if you want to explore those, again, you can just contact me for more information. We do also have a blog article that this one, I believe we shared it last time on the Jira time tracker specifically. Yeah, the one that Yannick is showing. And then for the Jira sync, we don't have documentation like live on the website, but if you ask me, I will send some documentations. So just let me know. And then, as we mentioned earlier, the Snap Workspace is available as of today. You have the release notes for now, but that's also an update. So everything is basically available now. So if you're interested,
very exciting.
Just let us know. And then I think we're moving on to our conclusion. So yeah, you can already register for upcoming webinars until April. So we've published the dates already. Invite colleagues. You can also watch the recording, of course, but it's always better if you can join live. We will send a follow-up email after today. That's kind of a recap of today with a couple of useful links that we shared. And then I'll just finish with, of course, the webinar feedback. That's super important to us, especially if this is your first webinar. We are eager to learn. Was this helpful? Was it not? Do you have any things you would want to see in the next webinars? So please take a couple of minutes/seconds to answer that. Yannick, I'm talking a lot in this last part of the webinar. Did you want to add anything?
Please upgrade and try the feature, but even more, try Klara for support cases. We've made it work very well for release and all the different odd stuff that we mentioned and upgrade consideration. But now we really want to turn it up for everything regarding support. We're going to have a new pass of documentation coming soon as well. That should help a lot. This being said, at this point, if you can create cases and let us know, we are monitoring it, but let us know if you don't have success so we can improve. It's all about improving and getting our rules better. And we're working actively on it. So please provide feedback.
And just like our support team is not going anywhere, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say that, but if you write a case, the first thing they do is actually ask Klara about it because we're training her anyways. So that's what we're doing anyway. So you can do it first. We'll do it and then we'll answer if it doesn't answer properly. But yeah, that's just a funny anecdote, I think. All right. So hopefully we see everybody on the next webinar. Otherwise, we'll see you on calls and support, etc. And have a great rest of your week.
Everyone.
Yeah, that's it. I'll stop the recording.
Thank you.